Oh.
Come on.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is the Sean Williams lyrics are ready.
S-dubs.
Ready? Are
Let's
you
do
ready?
it, S-dubs.
Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Geeks and Nerds Scramble. Time for the Ramble with Jerry and Eddie and a special for Cody. Games, comics, and the rest. It's why Jerry and Eddie are the best. Trump and Needle are a bunch of cunts that even Skeletor wouldn't fuck. Not even in He-Man's mother's pussy. Fuck off, you spray tan wussy. So nerds and geeks assemble. It's time to ramble. Let's get the star rating up. Leave a review or you're a chump. Ramble the fuck on. Mic drop. Bitches.
Oh.
There it is. What?
Oh, there it
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Ramble. This is a Geek's Guide to Pop Culture, Eddie. I don't know if you knew this. This is supplemental. We do Tuesdays and Fridays. We have Ramble Radio, which is our supplemental, not to be confused with the main Ramble.
Ramble Prime.
We wouldn't do that to you. We wouldn't sit here and try to confuse you like that.
No.
So,
No.
and this is Ramble Radio. We're the Geeks. I am a comedian. I'm a cancer fighter. I'm a video game player. I'm a
Dragon Slayer?
Sly masturbator?
Ooh,
Sly master, still never been caught? Never
on
been
the
caught?
DL? On the DL?
Still never been caught? Huh?
Good for you.
Thank
Good for
you.
Couple
Jerry
close
Rocha.
calls, but never caught.
Couple of close ones, never been caught. Right there, we have the one and only.
Comedian, podcaster,
Yep.
Eddie Pence. Also
Man's
never
man.
been caught.
Hey, undefeated. Undefeated. Should we rename this podcast Undefeated? Because
Undefeated, never caught.
never caught. Here we are. My goodness, Eddie.
We're playing hurt today, guys. We're playing hurt. I got a bad back. Jerry's got diarrhea.
I'm shitting my pants 24/7. So
we're playing hurt today.
Look at this look, and I'm gonna say this because as a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm sorry, but if we finish today's Ramble Radio, which I believe is episode 523, then I think we've, under the conditions this is in, more impressive than Emmett's double-separated shoulder game against the Giants.
I think so. Given the circumstances we're having to deal with right now.
Yeah, more impressive.
I've thrown my back out. I have a shooting red-hot pain down the front of my leg.
The worst. That sciatica is
Can barely breathe. Can't take it. You're, at any moment, could shit yourself. At any moment.
Right out. Just
unannounced.
Baby. There it is.
Unannounced.
Oh, God. Oh, just like Steve Martin and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. It could just drop out at any. So here we are, but we're doing this for you. So the least you could fucking do is subscribe to the Ramble, give it a 5-star rating, a positive text review. Thank you for those who've done that. We have a TeePublic page. That's where we have all of our merch. You can follow us on Instagram at Podcast Ramble. You can email us at ramble@theramblepod.com. We're also on YouTube. You can see our beautiful faces at the Ramble Teeb.
And back up to 300 subscribers. Look at that. Back up to 300.
You maintain your dignity. Now, we also get this.
Yeah.
We're up to 152 5-star ratings.
Okay.
And we have a brand new King of the Hill.
Oh,
Tuesday.
Whoa.
5-star rating, positive text review from the real Britman. Hilarious, smart, and totally addictive. The Ramble is everything a pop culture. The Ramble is everything a pop culture podcast should be. Sharp, funny, and full of heart. Jerry Rocha and Eddie Pence bring nonstop laughs while diving deep into movies, music, comics, and nostalgia. The chemistry is electric. The segments are gold, and every episode feels like hanging with your smartest, nerdiest friends. 3 episodes a week still isn't enough. Ramblers assemble. Thank you. My goodness, the real Britman. My goodness.
It's nice to have a new champion. Nice to have a new champion.
Got the strap.
Got the strap.
Right
Taking
there.
on all
just right there.
comers.
Just holding the strap. Ooh, man, that was a long one.
And he's gonna be a fighting champion too. He's gonna be a fighting champion.
I think the Britman's gonna have a good run. I hope he doesn't. No offense to the Britman.
We want it to end today. I want it to end today.
Right, but they could have I tell you though, the real Britman, this is how much your rating meant to us. You thought Stone Cold got a pop when he came out to help Mankind win the title on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Nah, not like the pop the real Britman got from Eddie and I right here,
right
now.
Huge pop.
Nothing like
Huge
that.
pop.
Nothing. So
I was on the YouTubes. I was watching. For some reason, it popped up on the feed. Captiol Combat 90 WCW. That's the Return of RoboCop, I think.
Return.
And I was I was at that again. I've talked about this in the past. I was at that pay-per-view. I was personally it was at the DC Armory in DC.
Oh my God!
My father took my brother and our next door neighbor friend. So we all went. I was at that pay-per-view when RoboCop showed up. But I was watching it because I forgot most of the card. All I remembered, I remembered the Midnight Express.
What is there to remember after RoboCop springs Sting from a prison?
That's pretty much it. And half of his metal leg falls off, but he has to ignore that and keep walking.
What is with WCW and their gimmicks for the Shockmaster? Now this. So anyway.
Well, it was just, I mean, first of all, it's hilarious because Tony Schiavone opens the thing up and completely has to sell that RoboCop is actually like the real Robo. And then, then they cut to Gordon Soley. Remember Gordon Soley?
I do. Yeah, sure.
He was in the back where the locker room was, and he's like, there was two guys dressed as security guards that they may have been 16 years old. They were the ill-fitting security guard uniforms.
Right.
And then there was just a taped sign to the door that said "No admittance, locker room." And Gordon Soley's got to sell this whole thing. God. Sting is in the locker room back there with RoboCop.
Planning.
And Sting is recovering from a torn patella tendon, and he asked his friend RoboCop to come with him because they're buddies outside of wrestling. And so Gordon Soley's got to sell this whole thing with a straight face.
Who was Sting taking on?
Well, Sting had just gotten jumped by the Horsemen. Remember, they invited Sting to be in the Horsemen, and then they turned on him?
Yes.
It was pretty much the Evolution storyline from the early 2000s. And so he tore his patella tendon, and then while he was laid up, that's when Lex Luger pursued the world title. And that's what this main event was, Flair versus Luger. But Sting was there because the Four Horsemen were apparently threatening the Little Stingers. They were, and Gordon Soley had to go, Stingers here because they're threatening Little Stingers, and I want you to know right now,
so Sting,
I
just ignoring all doctor's orders, should not have been there.
No, because he thinks 4 grown men are going to start attacking children in the audience.
So he calls in a guy who got brained and blown apart by criminals and rebuilt as a cyborg who has no memory of his past life, who he's now made friends with.
Protect the children, the Little Stingers.
You would think, wouldn't you just send RoboCop after the Horsemen right at the start of the match?
You would think that's who you would go. Yeah, I mean, just send RoboCop.
Just shoots Flair in the dick. He gets
fucking just rips Ole's face off. Just rips Ole's face off.
He gets that little spike thing right in fucking Arn's throat.
Just Arn right there. Fuck. And one thing was confusing because they interviewed the Four Horsemen early in the night on the stage, and Ole is wearing like just a black T-shirt. Arn is dressed like a 1980s dad, like just the polo shirt tucked in with the tinted the tan tinted shades.
The original, you know what? I think even before Magnum TA, I think Arn was the first like stone cold, I don't give a fuck anti-hero.
He don't give a fuck. He literally was dressed like a dad at a rehearsal dinner, at his daughter's rehearsal dinner. Right. That's what he was dressed like. Had the rehearsal dinner been an outdoor barbecue.
Had it been the wedding, that's what he's wearing. He walks her down the aisle with that fucking outfit on.
And so he's dressed like that. Flair's in a regular suit, right? And behind them stands Sid Vicious because he was in the Horsemen at the time. Full tuxedo, completely not explained. Black tie, full tuxedo.
I wish they would have given Sid the mic because he would have been, again, completely unfazed by RoboCop.
Unfazed.
You don't scare me, boy. You don't scare me that you've been murdered and built back in the body of a cyborg. You don't
I'll
scare
shoot off
me.
your other hand, boy.
You think it hurt then? That would have been.
But anyway.
Wow. And you were the Gordon Sully. Wild card for the Stall of Fame?
Might be.
He doesn't have the build of a Stall of Fame.
You don't think
guy,
so.
But he's got
the heart.
He's got the heart of
He's got the heart of the Stall of Fame.
Rest in peace. He could.
But
it's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight and the dog.
That's Gordon Sully's mantra for the Stall of Fame. But what shocked me about the whole pay-per-view was the opening match.
Yeah.
It was a 6-man tag. It was Kevin Sullivan, Cactus Jack, and Bam Bam Bigelow.
Wow. Wait, Cactus Jack was his first gimmick, wasn't it?
Yeah. This was before anyone knew really who he was. He was just Cactus Jack. And what they did is they buried the Road Warriors in an opening 6-man tag.
Wow.
It was those three versus the Road Warriors and Norman. Do you remember Norman from the Escape Lunatic?
About to go to WWE? Is that
they
why?
think they were like a couple months from WWE.
So this
was like I think this was like May of 1990.
Because it was like 91, 92, they go to WWE
around
there.
And then the second match was Johnny Ace, which was John, what's his name? The brother of Road Warrior, Hawk.
Oh, right,
Animal.
Right. Yeah.
He was the general manager for Raw for a little while, yeah. That Johnny Ace versus Mean Mark Callis.
The Undertaker.
Heart punched Johnny Ace. Heart punched him. Right in the middle of the ring.
Was that the worst gimmick he ever had, Mean Mark?
I mean, he was just Mark Callis when he was part of the Twin Towers as a substitute when Sid Vicious hurt his arm. Was it Danger Stan Spivey?
Him and Spivey, yeah, him and Danger Stan.
Yeah.
But then
he became Mean Mark Callis.
Mean Mark. That was just, why do you have the mean? That didn't.
I don't know.
I still would take Mean Mark Callis over Biker Undertaker, though, any day.
Oh, any day. Biker Undertaker's the worst.
Oh, man.
The fucking worst. Coming out to Kid Rock. The fucking
Kid Rock and Limp Bizkit mashup, I believe.
Oh,
was what that was.
Anyway, we should get down to brass tacks before you shit yourself.
Before I shit myself, before you need to get carried out, before you need a wheelchair to move. My God, Andor. Eddie, you're all caught up.
I'm all caught up.
Whew.
Excited about tonight's final 3 episodes coming out.
have never... It was so tense. I forgot that Mon Mothma makes it. I was like, fuck, is she going to die? Do they clone her maybe? Like, I was just like, oh God, what's going to fucking happen? Oh God.
I'm still shocked that Bail Organa survived that ordeal. Because he's the one who gave her the floor. So I'm like, how did they not imprison him?
Does Bail die here? Like, but with that, because chronologically, the last we saw of him was
you see him in Rogue One.
You see him in Rogue One. That's right. He was in Rogue One. So,
and he blows up. He dies on Alderaan.
That's what we all figure. He died on Alderaan, right? Yeah. So I wonder, was he doing house arrest on Alderaan? Did they like?
I don't know. I mean, I think he maybe he escaped at that point or soon after that because he shows up on Yavin in Rogue One before the attack, before the battle.
Fuck! Unbelievable, unfucking believable.
But that whole episode 8, the Gorham Massacre, that's some of the most tense
television I've ever seen. And I think I have my new most hated, most evil character in all of Star Wars, and it's that fucking Imperial guy who has a little scar under his eye. Just that little smirk he gives, even as his own people are getting murdered, because he's like, yep, this is what we want.
He's like, send them out there. And he's like, they're green. He's like, send them out there, or they're going to be or you're going to spend a year in a brig. And that guy's got to, that guy's got to take all those young men out there.
And they all
just to die.
And
just
they all
to die.
Fucking die. Just on purpose. We needed
because he knew that was gonna light the
Imperials to go. Okay, we're gonna fucking wipe these motherfuckers off the face of the earth and get what we want.
And what I've loved that Tony Gilroy has done in Andor, especially the last few episodes, especially the Gorham Massacre.
Oh God,
was how he has turned stormtroopers from Keystone Cops
to frightening
soldiers. When they show up, shit's gonna happen.
What I thought was so awesome about the way they were filmed was the minute you see the shot of that stormtrooper, you're like, oh, the citizens have no chance. It's just like, oh fuck, this is it.
Like when the stormtroopers start coming down those stairs, that's the first time you see stormtroopers. You're like,
oh, it's over. Like these motherfuckers ain't no joke. Like this was fucking great. It was so good, and Cyril, we hardly knew ye.
But what a great story arc for Cyril.
What a brilliant story, because he almost has a face turn, because it's kind of implied, he's kind of been boinking one of the Gorman front ladies. Remember the daughter of the guy? I think it was kind of implied.
They showed some looks. They showed some looks.
And then he sees Cassian, and he's like, he sees Moby Dick.
Yeah,
and he's like,
he just sees red at that point. It's so
that was such a brilliant scene, because I just love how Andrew's like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, it's been like 4 years since whatever, or 5 years, however long it's been.
Face to face, I don't even know if even on the home planet.
I think they met I think they met on Phoenix, I believe, at the end of season 1.
What the fuck is this guy? Like, so fucking good, and then he just gets brained by the fucking poor old man,
by the pacifist.
The pacifist, just like boom, and back to again the little theory that you brought up that I couldn't even articulate. I was like, there's no way they would do this, but I think Andor has the Force. I think he is somewhat Force sensitive because he says all I bring is luck, and there he goes getting fucking lucky as fuck again.
Well, dude, I was thinking about that. Like he says that about how he gets out of all these situations because he has luck, and then I'm thinking forward towards Rogue One when they land on Scarif, and Jyn Erso says we're gonna keep going and take our chances until all our chances are used up, and you see. Through this entire first 2 seasons of Andor, he's using his chances, and his final chance gets used up in Rogue One.
And it was just had Cyril. I was thinking, oh fuck, is he gonna take out Daedra? Like that's what I was wondering.
For a minute there, he has hands around her neck,
and it was like, oh god. And had it happened, I wanted to ask you this: if he had done that. Is that the second greatest face turn of all time in filmed anything? Because I think the greatest has to be Mick Jagger at the end of Free Jack. I would have to. I mean,
that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Right? No one sees that coming.
Emilio Estevez is pretending he's Anthony Hopkins, right? And Mick Jagger's been Hopkins' #1 killer the whole movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he has to give him the code, and Emilio Estevez fakes it, and Jagger's like, it reads. Lets him, I mean, the greatest face turn of all time in anything was Mick Jagger and Free Jack. But this could have been the second. It was, man, the Gorman thing was just.
The whole episode 8 is some of the most tense, well-directed, well-written.
So's 9. I was like, how are they going to even... where does the roller coaster go from here? And it's like, nope, we're still shooting you because the fucking just springing Mothma. I was like, fuck, her speech isn't even going to get broadcast.
And the whole setup to Mothma, the whole setup of her getting the speech together, finding out that her assistant is working for Luthen.
And then she's like, she's done with the assistant. Like, well, fuck, this guy can't trust anybody. And then it was just.
And she knows if she gets arrested, Luthen's going to try to get her killed. Like he's like you can't.
Sorry, you're not going to say a fucking word. If you're not going to get a chance to say shit, you're done.
Yeah,
and like
if you, yeah.
And the fucking you suddenly have 2 rebel spies working for the broadcasting system there who make sure that the speech gets out. I thought that was fucking incredible. I think my favorite moment was Andor. Just when he's walking her out and he sees the driver and he goes, can we trust him? She goes, no, he's an IBS spy. And he just goes, what's his name? And he just, hey, I got her. And it just buys the guy enough confusion for Andor to just fucking boom. Like, unbelievable.
And Mothma's like, she's like, what? And then he's like, welcome to the rebellion.
This shit's real, baby. This ain't no joke.
This isn't just speeches. People get killed.
It was magnificent. As much as this shit kind of can annoy me, I wouldn't mind a Benjamin Bratt Organa show, a mini series. Yeah. I would love to see. It was everything that it was just all so good. It was so fucking tense. You know she survives, and I'm still like, oh boy, just like, oh god, what the fuck? Like, how evil was that fucking IBS spy who takes out the poor dude who they think who's the part of Bale's rescue team.
Yeah.
And she infiltrates him. Oh god, just ruthless, like fucking. And I love how Andor was like the other guy who was clearly a rebel. He was like, I'm not gonna believe him. Like, you stay the fuck down. You're not coming with us. Like, I don't know. She's compromised, so no way I'm trusting you. Like, it was just, oh god, everything about. And Bix, we hardly knew ye.
Bix, we hardly knew you.
What?
And how much more? If we don't see Bix in these final 3 episodes, how sad is it that final shot of Andor?
I was literally going to say this in Rogue One.
Scarif.
In Rogue One, when he's holding Jyn, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm never going to see Bix again." That was. Yeah. I always wondered what the fuck did that look on his face? What was he thinking? What was he?
Now you know.
Now you know. It's like, fuck. It's
brutal.
But. So I'm rewatching it with Andrea because she's watching it piece by piece.
Yeah.
She's not doing the chunks. And this is spelled out in episode 4 when they're on Coruscant. And she tells Andor, if we're going to do this, we do it to win.
Yeah.
We are going to, and she has committed. She's like, nope, I'm putting the rebellion before everything in my life. And that's why she's like, this guy's getting soft on me.
He's like, the only way that we're going to do this is if I leave. He
has to be a part of this. I wonder if she had a dream or a vision from the Force healer.
Maybe.
And was like, this guy can't quit this.
Or she's just hooked on that blue shit and she's trying to find some more somewhere.
Trying to get some more of that crack, baby. She's just huffing with the fucking gas. That's what. That's what she's doing. Fuck. And I mean, what a fucking. This was just unfucking real. And
yeah, if it's a minor criticism of everything so far, especially the last 3 episodes, it's just we didn't see enough Saul Guerrero.
I know. Maybe we get more of him in this. But
I would imagine we probably get a little more. We're probably gonna get. He's got to be on Jeddah, I think, in these next 3 episodes.
But you also think like he's so fucking insane. You can't rely on him to be a Luthen, right?
No.
He would have killed everybody after each mission they did for him. Like, oh, thank you so much. Boom. Like, just.
Can't have any loose ends, guys.
Yeah, just boom. So I do think that he is so much of just a nuke of a character.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough to.
I know, but it's just like he's so fun to watch.
He's so great. He's
so fun to watch.
And then we got the Tom Bissell ones next.
Can't wait.
Man, it's so
friend of the Ramble, Tom Bissell.
Friend of the Ramble, Tom. Probably not after the latest Orson Welles.
Probably if he listens to the last one.
If you heard the last one, he was like, But anyways, God, what a ramble! What a Ramble Radio, Eddie. Don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow.
We will, for sure,
for a full-on ramble. But here's the bad. Here's the bad.
Oh no, Skeletor. Okay. We thought episode 8 and 9 were some of the best written, most tense episodes of TV, not just Star Wars ever made. What television shows do you think are on par with what we just saw?
Well, Eddie, that's a wonderful question. I'm glad that you've asked me that. It's a couple of things, but it was definitely number one has to be when the kid gets molested in Different Strokes. That was definitely just wonderful television. Loved every second of it. Of course, I always root for the guy who owns the bicycle shop. But it's kind of a bummer to see him get his comeuppance. And then also, I have to say, just as far as not maybe tense, but relieves tension, is the other guy mentioned it, Free Jack. Every time I watch that movie and Emilio Estevez rattles off each number, I come each time he rattles off one of the numbers on that code, and Mick Jagger, of course, lets him go. I come every time. Free Jack. That's definitely where I come the most. Do you know Free Jack was filmed in Eternia, the entire thing?
I didn't know that.
All natural location, all sets that they built from scratch. They built every little set, every chunk of it, built on Eternia, filmed the racetrack at the beginning, the futuristic cities, all of it. They actually built skyscrapers. Everything. And you're wondering, well, my God, where in Eternia is big enough to hold all of that? They still give tours. You can give tours of it right now. There's a tour going on right now. The set of Free Jack.
Like the Shire, yeah.
You'd like the Shire? Go ahead and ask. Go ahead. Where? What place?
What place?
He-Man's mother's pussy. No, man. I put movie sets inside a giant pussy.
Cinesnob Cody.
Let's get him on Rotten Tomatoes.
Cinesnob.net. Go visit the new website.
Check that out.
Check that out. We gotta get Cody on Rotten Tomatoes, so
absolutely
we can start influencing the right things to happen with movie scores. Eddie, where can all the fine folk find you?
5 days a week, patreon.com, The Ralph Report. Tuesdays, Fridays, Ramble Radio. Wednesdays, Ramble Proper here on the Podderation Network. Also on Fridays, Not Today with Jen Sturger.
Look at that.
The Battle of Andor. Also, all the exterior and interior shots. He-Man's mother's pussy.
You can find me in the same Ramble locations. You can find Cody and Eddie. I'm also streaming games most nights of the week. Retro Rocha at Kick and Twitch. Just my name on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe. 5-star rating. Positive text review. Thank you to Britman, the real Britman, our new king of the hill. Thank you to all who listen. Spread the word. We love you all. Come and find us. Eddie and I have all kinds of things. Subscribe to our YouTube channels. Go listen to our comedy albums. Everything. We love you all. Stay safe out there. Enjoy the music, everybody. Bye.
Boom.
Look at that. Oh,
yeah.
Man, but yeah, dude, I kind of hope we don't see Bix again. As good of an actress as she is, as great of a character as she is.
Yeah, I hope we don't either.
Because that final shot of Rogue One is just...
It means so much now.
Oh, my God.
Because you knew what Jin was going through, but you didn't know what...
You didn't know what he was.
So much Andor was going through.
Fuck. It is just incredible. And I'm sure Tony Gilroy's done with Star Wars. Really wish he wouldn't be.
Yeah, I know.